Welcome back to Forever United TV, everybody. Welcome back. Please do get involved. We're bringing you your midday updates around Manchester United after that exit from the Europa League. What does this mean for Manchester United? And stories have started to circulate now about the possibilities or potential transfers that were on the cards that now could be off. We're going to talk about CHERKI and his potential move to United alongside Dilap in this video. So please do get your comments in below. Are you upset? Are you a bit gutted that we might not be able to get certain targets? Give me your opinions on Dilap and on CHERKI. Starting with CHERKI and where this actually came from. Now, in the midst of the build-up and everything that was going on in the Europa League, a story came out from Patrick Berger over at Sky Germany, talking about CHERKI and Manchester United's meeting with Lyon over a potential transfer of CHERKI. CHERKI is admired by Manchester United staff, including Ruben Amorim and his coaches as well. We have covered this aplenty on Forever United TV before, but this story came out last night in the build-up to the game, and with everything that went on, kind of got lost in all of the news and reaction after Manchester United exit in Europe next season by losing that game last night and that final to Spurs. So the story read that Manchester United did meet with Lyon. They have expressed a real interest in CHERKI, and he is a target for Manchester United this summer. It is a genuine deal that could happen for Manchester United. But in that same sentence, he also said, Patrick Berger, that any move could actually depend on, yes, you guessed it, Manchester United and what competitions they're playing in Europe next season. CHERKI has got his mix of every single Premier League club out there in Europe right now that could take him at a cheap price. Manchester United and their exit from Europe have what looks like, potentially, unless they can pull a rabbit out of the hat and make a deal or convince CHERKI that European football isn't necessary at your age, maybe, only being 21, and having time to turn it around at Manchester United, be a big part of the project going forward. Believe in it, believe in Ruben Amorim. I don't know at the moment. I'm listening to people talk about Manchester United being able to always attract players into the football club because of their history, because of their standing in world football. I've just got a feeling it's a little bit different, and nearly every single player that we're linked with right now is just pending on European football for next season. And now we know that we haven't got it. I think this is the concern, because every single statement or story that has come out, including this CHERKI one, has been around Manchester United playing in European football. In fact, it actually said last night the result of tonight's game will go a long way in determining whether Manchester United can persuade CHERKI to come to Manchester United. And obviously, we've had another one of our worst performances of the season. And now I don't know what happens from here. Again, we're just waiting now. It's a waiting game to see what happens with Manchester United and where we go with what we can actually attract into the football club. CHERKI, though, just to bring that news in, I've touched on it lightly earlier on this morning in the reaction show as well. It was a real deal for United. And the key word in that was, because all of a sudden right now, Manchester United can't buy the same players. It literally is a case of, yeah, we could afford these players, but do they actually want to come and play at Manchester United? And that is a sorry state of affairs for this once great football club, that you have now got players looking elsewhere. And these are young players. These are players that are not at big clubs, not the old Manchester United looking to take great players away from other clubs or find the best out there that are playing already at the top level. These are players that are ready to make that next step up. And United, where they seem to be in the reckoning to sign these players, cannot make these signings because of how poor this football club has been and how badly Manchester United have suffered over the years because of it. And where we are right now, we don't deserve, in a way, certain players to be at Manchester United. And that old saying of players actually wanting to come to Manchester United because it's Manchester United, I don't actually think that stands for anything anymore. I really don't. I think players are becoming a lot smarter now. And if Ineos are going to be as strict as they are and are not going to be as, let's just say, as generous with the wage structure like we have seen already, if we're not offering big money, then how do Manchester United attract these players in? Because you can always say, look, we've always bought players that were of the top elite level, even if we didn't have European football. We've always attracted the high-end players. Look how much money we are paid them players, though. Look at what we're having to do to get these players through the door. And that's the problem we've got. It's how far are we going to go? If Ineos are going to cut cloth according and not spend as much money on certain wages for certain players, then you can say goodbye to these deals. Manchester United could have offered a little bit more and structured this with the finances and the riches that the Champions League brought in. But right now, we can't do that. So is this the case of bye-bye Ryan CHERKI? One player gone. The same story again, Liam Dilap. I've seen an old story come out that's been reprinted this morning and put back out again as a story in the MEN. And it's talking about Liam Dilap, obviously, from what we talked about, going around different Premier League clubs and seeing what's on offer. Like, I'm sure that Manchester United offered a better package for Liam Dilap, but really, when is Liam Dilap going to be playing European football if he comes into Manchester United next season? And there's plenty of Man United fans, and please do get in the comments, that might be actually happy about this. But if we are not able to attract a player that's been relegated this season to our football club, does that not tell you exactly where Manchester United are and how far we have fallen? Liam Dilap, 1 season in the Premier League, young striker, young English striker that has just been relegated with a absolutely dreadful Ipswich side out of the Premier League, and Manchester United are struggling to attract that player in to Manchester United and actually be a player at our football club. That there alone is the alarm bells ringing for Manchester United. I'm sure we're going to get lots and lots more stories like this now starting to circulate and do the rounds, because everything has been waiting. We'll have Romano updates, we'll have Ornstein updates. Manchester United can spend money, but the amount of money we can spend really isn't in question here right now. It's what Manchester United can offer the players. And this now is where it's different. And where I said before, United were able to attract these players in. That's great. Yeah, because we was willing to pay them the bleeding world. Now we're not. And now we've got someone who's tight-wadded as Jim Radcliffe when it comes to wage structure and what he's cutting down on. If it is a wage situation that he is going to slash at Manchester United, who wants to come? Who wants to actually come to Manchester United? Like, you play in front of 75,000 fans every single week. That is about it. Go and play at the famous Old Trafford Stadium and be adored by this fan base that a lot of these current players don't really deserve. Maybe that's something we could pull players in with. But that is the conversation I think we should be having right now. It's not how much Manchester United are willing to spend. It's who actually wants to come. How many agents have we seen running their mouths recently? I just talked on this morning show about Garnacho's agents. What Marcus Rashford and his agent have been talking about. Andre Onana's agent driving in with him to Carrington to renegotiate his contract because he's not happy about taking a 25% pay cut because he's not in the Champions League. These agents right now are looking at Manchester United, and it wasn't what it was before. They're pulling their clients away. They know that they've got a better chance of making money for themselves away from Manchester United. So don't be clouded and don't let your judgment be clouded by the fact that United have still got that pulling power for certain players. Yes, the Matheus Cunhas of this world are an absolutely phenomenal signing for United in the circumstances now. And thank God that that man actually wants to be a Manchester United player, because that is the right type of character and difference that we need in this side. But these other deals, these European or these younger players, United are going to think twice. United are going to have to be very, very careful with their transfer budget this summer. And I think if you're looking for the quality of player, I don't know where it comes from. Because if you're going for quality, then that quality is going to be looking elsewhere also. And looking at United is like poison chalice. How have some of the best young players at Manchester United right now failed so badly under this regime? What is going on at Manchester United? This hasn't gone unnoticed, and Manchester United's demise is definitely there for everybody to see. What do you want to come to United for? Because you're not going to be competing at the top level. That's the question that every single player looking at Man United is asking right now. Unless they're a fan, unless they love the club and they've got a history and they are that one-off type of player like Matheus Cunha, then we are going to struggle. Get your comments in below. Are you disappointed that we might miss out on the likes of CHERKI and DELAP just for starters this summer? Because they're the two stories circulating a little bit right now. Obviously, we knew this was going to come if United dropped out of the Champions League and lost to Spurs. And I think now it's starting to bubble up. Let me know in the comment section below. Give the video a like. And obviously, I'll see you in the show later on as well. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for watching.